Hi everybody, it's Anna here with Unearthed Arcana, and we are back with another episode of our Skyrim Wildlander modpack playthrough, following the permadeath adventures of Akai, the orc warrior. And oh my god, it got dark super quickly, like 3 seconds ago it was sunny and now it's like totally overcast and it's thundering and raining. Honestly, that's really on brand for where we are. We're in the Falkreath forest, and I feel like whenever I'm in Falkreath it's constantly gloomy and rainy. Well, let's do a quick recap of last time and then we'll get into the action for today. So I'm going to pull the map up here. So we started off last episode over by Greenspring Hollow. We did a little side quest there. We cleared out Swindler's Den, killed the Alakir warriors and Kamatu there on behalf of Sadia for the In My Time of Need quest. And then in between episodes I turned in the Greenspring Hollow quest at Rorikstead. I turned in Sadia's quest at Whiterun. I sold a whole bunch of loot. I paid the companions for some more training. And almost got all the way to level 12. We're like one tick away from level 12. And then some of you might remember that last time I had this companion quest for killing the leader of Bannermist Tower in my journal. And I said I wasn't going to film it. And I took the carriage from Whiterun down to Falkreath. Just to kind of fast travel as quickly as possible to get to Bannermist Tower just to finish that off. But then while I was in Falkreath, I had a quick check-in with the Jarl and his steward, and they gave me other bandit quests. The Jarl wants me to kill the leader of Knifepoint Ridge because the leader of Knifepoint Ridge was giving him a cut of the action, and now they stopped paying him, so he's like gonna backstab them. The Jarl of Falkreath is a real piece of work. Then his steward wants us to kill the bandit leader at Bilegulch Mine. So between those 3 bandit quests, we have this little bandit triangle up here in Falkreath Forest, and that's what we're going to do today. This is also going to be probably one of the last episodes where we actually kill bandits. We're going to transition to more mid-game enemies starting with next episode. We might still kill some Draugr though. Draugr can kind of also be a mid-game enemy. They can still be pretty scary, unlike bandits, which are sort of trivial by this point in time. As far as our inventory goes, no big changes in terms of weapons. For armor, we're using the Necklace of the Eminent Squire that we got off of Kamatu at the end of last episode when we killed him. Good selection of potions and utility scrolls. I already have a mammoth tomato stew that I ate a little bit earlier, but I am going to have this apple dumpling. I don't know why an apple dumpling gives us a benefit to ranged weapon damage. It makes no sense. It's got fiber in it and that makes us draw the bowstring more. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to have that. We're going to have some fortifying beef stew as usual. Then we're going to have a meat pie that'll increase our base stamina by 10 extra points. Then the last pre-buff we're going to do before we get over to this first bandit camp is a Bone of Hircine. These have about a 30% chance of not actually working, so that first one didn't work, but the second one did. And if we go over to our buffs, you'll see that that gives me the Hircine's Favor bonus, which is a passive to stamina regeneration. Okay, and then as far as level goes, I'm almost level 12, and the only perk I got was a one-handed perk. I kind of think that Akai isn't going to use a lot of one-handed stuff, but she is going to punch stuff as part of the companion's quest line. I want her punches to be able to knock people out in 1 or 2 hits. Okay, let's talk about today's episode. So, Bilegulch Mine is the first place we're going to hit. And as we hit these bandit camps, we're going to be using a lot of a style of combat that I call combat archery. Combat archery is distinct from stealth archery, as well as long-range archery, in that combat archery is about close quarters and mid-range engagements with the bow. So we're not trying to snipe people from across the map or from across the ravine. We're also not sneaking up on them and kind of shooting them from the shadows to get the sneak attack bonus. We're just using the bow as if it's our primary weapon, and engaging people at slightly increased ranges than melee while moving around the battlefield. So it's a very fun, dynamic style of gameplay, and I really enjoy it. I tend not to use it a lot. It's also really hard with a bow when you don't have a crosshair. bows have a slight offset and they have a natural rise and fall. So like if I fire this bow into this tree, it kind of goes right where my arrow head was aimed, but that's only because it was really close. If I go to this tree and fire it, you'll notice it's actually, like you see where that dust landed? It's like above where my bow was aiming. So that just gives you a sense of like kind of the offset we're dealing with when we're using a bow in close quarters and at mid-range. So that's the thing we just have to be aware of while we're using a bow, is just kind of like watching off that little offset and the natural rise and fall of the weapon. The next technique we're going to talk about is one that we are already very familiar with, which is called corner cutting. We use that a lot. It's basically like an enemy is running at us, and then rather than back up or stand still, we're going to quickly cut the corner and then start drawing our bow and then shoot them in the back. This is a very important technique in combat archery, because that way we can get a full draw on our bow while the opponent is recovering from their lunging power attack. The next technique I want to talk about is this concept of a short draw, a mid draw, and a long draw. So a long draw on a bow is just when we pull it back all the way, and that kind of guarantees it does maximum damage. A short draw and a mid draw is when we release that tension before it's pulled back all the way. So a short draw is when I just tap the fire button. So if I tap it, my character draws it back a little bit and then fires this really like a little dinky arrow shot. It's kind of silly. But when your bow already has an elemental enchantment applied to it, it applies that damage on the short drawed shot, and it applies a small amount of damage from the arrow itself. We can also do this with a mid-draw, so if a short draw sends the arrow, I don't know, it landed like over there and then I kicked it over here. A mid-draw sends it a little bit further. You know, so that kind of cleared all the way over to this area. I don't freaking know where the arrow went. It's probably gone. But we have options, so as we're drawing our bow back, we don't always need to draw it back all the way. Sometimes we can settle for a short draw or a mid draw just to keep the damage output going. Then the final combat archery technique I want to talk about is bow bashing, aka the bow boop. So here's a bow boop. Boop. It's like we punch him with the bow. Boop. Right on the nose. Bow bashing is super, super slow. So on our great sword, our bash is really fast. On the bow, we actually wind up for this and then punch them. There's like a full second delay there, which makes timing this really hard. This is kind of an oh shit moment technique. Like, you typically wouldn't use this in a fight, but you might have to use it if you're engaging an enemy and you get caught out of position. So we're going to combine all these techniques today to clear out definitely Bilegulch Mine and Bannermist Tower. And we might end up using combat archery to finish up the episode at Knifepoint Ridge as well. But let's get started and actually go into Bilegulch Mine. This is an orc-controlled mine on the northern end of Falkreath Forest. I actually like the headcanon. This is like truly just like a group of orc who live here. And the greedy imperialist Jarl of Falkreath just wants you to take this mine over on his behalf and just murder all the orcs who live here. It's really evil. Akai is probably not super thrilled with this, but like, she is a mercenary and a sellsword, so she's probably fine doing it. But let's start by clearing out this area. So anytime we come across a closed door, we want to make sure that we cut to the side of it like I did right there, and then gradually open up the door from a distance. And the reason we do that is because we don't want to hug cover, because if I'm hugging cover right here and I turn the corner, suddenly the enemy's right in my face, and if he has a melee weapon, he might hit me. In this case, the orc heard me, he opened the door, and then as he came out, I just kind of tracked him over and then shot him on the move. So that's kind of a very standard way of like entering into a fight as a combat archer. Let's grab this potion here, and then I'll also grab the orcish arrows on this table, and then we'll start working our way up Bilegulch Mine. Yeah, I think that's an enemy that I see shining at the top over there. Okay, so this guy right here, we're gonna bow boop this guy. Boop. Oh my god, I missed my bow boop. Let's try again. Boop. So there's a bow boop right there. You can see how that's not a very good technique, but this time the guy overextended. And what we were able to do on that overextension is we were able to cut the corner on him, give him a full draw shot, and then give him a half draw shot. We're going to be able to do another half draw shot to kill that guy right there. So we missed that first bow boop. Because again, these bow boops have weird timing, but we did get another bow boop on this guy, and then we were able to kill them with a series of arrows. So the key techniques there, we got to see the bow boop, we got to see a corner cut into a full draw shot to the back. I think that was probably the arrow that hit that guy right there. And then after that we did kind of a short draw, mid draw to finish him off. Let's keep going with the rest of Bilegulch Mine though and continue to use these techniques. I actually really like Combat Archer. I think it's a really fun style. I've always wanted to make a dedicated Combat Archer character, but I don't know, I feel like I always gravitate towards two-handed weapons. Two-handed weapons are just so fun, especially with the dismembering mod. Let's bash this chest open, grab that potion in the gold. God, this is almost definitely just like an orc base that the Falkreath Jarl wants us to take over. Like, I'm convinced at this point that he and his steward are just straight up lying to us, and these guys are not even bandits. Like, look where they are too. They're in this upper corner, like, minding their own business. I think they're just playing you, and they're like, oh yeah, these are bandits. Go kill them and take over their mine for us. Anyway, Akai's kind of amoral, so I don't think she cares too much about that. There's an orcish helmet here, but I think it's worse than the orcish helmet we already have. Yeah, it's slightly worse, just a slightly lower armor rating. Then there's also an orcish greatsword. I love orcish greatswords, but unfortunately the orcish greatsword, although it looks amazing, is actually worse than the ancient Nordic honed greatsword we have. It's got lower damage, it's got lower base damage, it has lower speed, and it weighs more. And it somehow costs more money. It doesn't make any sense. I think this is because the ancient Nordic honed greatsword is supposed to be gated behind some perks in Skyrim Wildlander, and those perks are a little off in this version of Wildlander, so I'm hoping that in the next version of Wildlander that'll be fixed. It just doesn't make sense that, like, a sword that I can craft at level 1 is more powerful than a sword that I need to get to smithing level 50 to create, so I don't know, hopefully that gets fixed in the next version of the game. This last fight here is against the boss of Bilegulch Mine. I am going to quickly level up because the perk we're going to get is going to be a marksman perk, and that's going to be relevant in this fight. We're just going to grab precise aim, which increases our damage. Okay, and then for this last fight, we're going to again use a combination of all of our different techniques. So we're going to bow boop this guy. Oh my god, we're going to miss horribly. Let's try again. Boop, bow boop. Bow booping is just, like, honestly not a very good technique. I'm probably going to have to do a mid-draw there. So let's displace a little bit. Combat archery involves a little bit of displacing to give you a little bit of distance. I don't know how that missed him. It looked like it was going to hit. Let's short draw another one there. God, I'm like missing left and right. Another short draw. Let's displace to here. Let's keep moving. Let's get this guy to overcommit to a power attack and we'll kill him on the backswing. So there's that. Full draw to the chest. Very clean. Okay, so kind of missed some of those attacks there, and like I said, I'm really not the best with the bow. Like, it's a fun style, but I'm not saying I'm particularly good with it. I am going to grab his orcish cuirass, because sometimes his cuirass has... Okay, it's only a 360 and mine's a 368. This mine chamber down here is where all the orichalcum is, so if you're a smith who does orcish smithing, then this is a really great spot to grab that. Or if you're the Jarl of Falkreath who's doing like a hostile takeover of this orcish mine. I am going to grab a pickaxe because I don't think I have one on my horse. And then this Armorer's Challenge book is a smithing skill book. That's also got a really fun story. I think it's worth reading. It's one of the more fun ones. I missed a bunch of random shots around here, but I only got clipped once and didn't deal that much damage. Okay, let's see what's in the final chest of Bilegulch Mine. Okay, got a bunch of items here. Oh boy, this is a real strong item. Okay, let's get to that in a second. So we have a bunch of orcish arrows, and we got some ice orcish arrows. Those are cool. We'll take those. We have an orcish cuirass, but it's not better than the one that we already have. So I'm just going to store the spare orcish cuirass and helmet in there. And then I'm also going to grab the gold. I'll grab the scaled cuirass because I can sell it. And then there's a major stamina ring, which I'm going to grab. But the real prize here is this necklace of sure grip. Because the necklace of sure grip stacks with the ring of sure grip. So currently our sword does 236 damage, but when I equip that necklace, now it does... Oh, maybe it doesn't stack. Oh, it does, right there. It says so. It says so like on the actual weapon itself, 263 damage. Whereas if I take that off, it's only dealing 236 damage. So this adds like another 30 to 40 extra damage. This is just so good on our character, and as much as I would love to use Kamatu's armor rating necklace, I'm probably going to end up using this ring. For this episode though, I'm going to stick with the Eminent Squire necklace, just because we're going to be using a lot more combat archery. And last thing before we leave is we're going to grab those extra potions. Okay, so that's a little bit of combat archery there. I think you got to see that little bow boop I did at the beginning. It was just like really slow and awkward, and there was a lot of wind up, and I don't know, I tend not to use a lot of bow booping unless I'm like really in a bad position. I mostly just try to do corner cuts, and then a combination of short draw, medium draw, and long draw of the bow. I like how there's just a shield floating here. That's super weird. I'm gonna grab that shield and put it in a chest so it doesn't like glitch the game. Oh, and it sounds like the rain is letting up too, which is really nice. Okay, so let's grab these things for selling, and then let's head out of Bilegulch Mine, and let's go hit Bannermist Tower. I thought there's also like a random basket here. Like, where did this basket come from? It's just hanging out right here. Alright, we're just gonna leave that basket there. Maybe it's someone else. It's probably the orcs' basket after we like killed them in their house. I also shouldn't have said anything about the rain letting up because now it's not gonna let up. Okay, let's store the great sword, the pickaxe, and the ice arrows on Musashi. We'll also store some of this kind of random loot here. We have to be super careful with those explosive ice arrows because if we shoot those at close range to an enemy, which might happen because we're doing like close range combat archery, the splash from that damage could hurt us. We just have to be really careful about that. Okay, so that's Bilegulch Mine. Bilegulch Mine overall not super hard. The only time Bilegulch Mine can become a lot harder is if you're unlucky and you get a bandit mage as the boss. Because if they have like a staff of fireball or a staff of lightning bolt or like a flame atronach scroll or something, that can be a real problem for a low level character. But because we're level 11, I'm not super worried about any of that. Honestly, we're level 12 now, so we're like solidly in the early part of the mid game. So I'm just not very concerned about that. I gotta figure out where I am. I always get lost in this area. Okay, so the tower is over here. Unlike Bilegulch Mine, Bannermist Tower is a lot easier, so this is one that you can like very safely... Oh no, did we crash? Oh, that's terrible! Oh no! Oh my god, okay, let's reload the game. Oh, I hope I didn't lose all my progress. Ugh, what a bummer. I don't know why we crashed. It was like we turned the corner and those Imperial Legionnaires were there. Ugh, that's really upsetting. I haven't had a crash in this game in a really long time. I don't know why that happened. Okay, well, let's see if we restart. I know I didn't manually save, but maybe the game auto-saved at one point in time when I like hit the tab key or opened something up, and if it did, I'll just reload to that point and then just redo it from there. Oh, that's really sad. It's always really sad when Skyrim crashes. It like reminds you that this game is a little bit old and buggy. And it doesn't help that like I have hundreds of mods installed. Okay, well, let's let's just see what happened here. I'm really, really hoping there was an autosave and I don't have to redo literally everything I just did. If I did, I'll just redo it now on the camera. Ugh, that's super frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo everything. Alright, fuck it. We're just gonna do it really quickly. I don't want to refilm anything. I already narrated all that stuff. I don't want to lose the entire episode because there was some stupid crash. Ugh. Let's just make sure everything looks good. Okay, so we're still level. Yeah, everything looks fine. This is super frustrating. We have to redo everything. Let's get our buffs. Let's get the Bone of Hircine. Okay, let's just redo this all. I'm really sorry about that, everybody. I guess it's sort of a bonus. You get to see a little bit more combat archery. I thought of refilming this while I was reloading the episode. But I really... We're just gonna kind of Rambo in here. What's up, buddy? I'm just gonna shoot this guy right in the face. I really don't want to have to re-record like all of the narrative that I did at the very beginning of this episode when I was explaining combat archery techniques. So we're just gonna kind of charge through the rest of this episode, at least catch us back up to Bannermist Tower. Okay, so we got this guy here. I don't know where this guy's going. What's up, buddy? It just comes falling down the stairs. His burning body hits me. Yuck. Alright, so we got one more guy around the corner here. Let's try to do a nice little corner cut on this guy. We'll see if we can bait him into a lunging power attack. And come on, dude. Do your lunging power attack. There you go. Goodbye. Oh my god, I didn't actually kill him. Let's short draw this. There we go. Okay, so nice little corner cut there. I didn't actually kill him. I think it's probably because I didn't get the full draw on that follow-up hit. But that's okay, because we were able to kill him on a short draw right after that. Okay, let's double check our stamina. Stamina looks good. No arrows on that guy. Did we level up? We didn't even level up. I feel like last time, by the point where we'd started this last boss area, that we'd leveled up, but I guess not. This means we're gonna lose that amulet too, unless we get really, really lucky with it respawning, but I really, really doubt that.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Alright, well, this dude is gonna kind of get clowned here. This dude's just like not gonna, it's not, oh my god, I don't know how that missed. It looked like it went through his fucking body. There we go. Just got him right in the head there. Alright, so that was pretty clean. Let's run down here, grab the Armorer's Challenge, grab my random pickaxe that I want on the horse. Okay, now we can say that we have liberated the mine. We've taken it from the natives and given it to the Imperialist Lord. Ugh, I hate this. My amulet's gone, and none of these items are very good. Alright, well, we'll definitely take the orcish arrows. Take the potions. We'll resell that. Ugh, what a bummer. Okay, I guess we lost our really good item. That's really sad. Well, sometimes Skyrim just be like that. That's what happens when you play a game that's like 14 years old and you have 500 mods installed. It sometimes crashes, like who would have guessed. Alright, well, let's get out of Bilegulch Mine. Bit of as a, like, the one silver lining of that is you got to see some really clean corner cuts. What is this greatsword just doing floating around here? I'm gonna grab that. I feel like that's the sort of thing that causes bugs later in the games when you have items floating in midair. Let's just deposit that in the chest. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna, like, fucking save or something. Okay, I guess if anything bad happens, we at least have the save. Let's rejoin Musashi, and let's head on over to Bannermist Tower. Let's get everything back on the horse. Let's make sure that we're putting our burst arrows there. And then let's get all this stuff there. Let's head over to the tower. Anyway, I guess the silver lining of that is just that you got to see some of those really clean corner cuts on that last boss, which is kind of cool. It showcases like why I really like combat archery. I didn't really bother with any of the bow boops, the bow bashes, because I feel like they're super, super slow, and it's It's really easy to run into problems when you're trying to bow bash something and you mess your timing up. I think corner cuts are mostly good enough for most of the combat archery scenarios you're going to find yourself in. The exception might be like if you're like combat archering a giant or something, but honestly that's a really bad idea. You should not be combat archering a giant. Okay, so Knifepoint Ridge I think is behind, it's like over there or something. I always get turned around in this area. Let me pull the map up. So Bannermist Tower is basically straight ahead. So Bilegulch Mine, like I think I was mentioning before, Bilegulch Mine is the sort of quest that you can do, you know, anywhere between like level, I don't know, you'd probably be fine doing it around level like 1 through 3, 1 through 5. Just, you know, if you get unlucky and there's a bandit mage in there, like you might get killed. But Bannermist Tower is really easy. You can do this definitely as early as level 1. So we're just going to clear through this with a little bit of combat archery. We could kill these guys from further away, but we're not really going to bother. We're going to kind of lure them over to us. I don't know why this guy is attacking me, but his friend isn't. Like, that can't be smart. Nice little corner cut there. Get him right in the chest as we finish off that corner cut. Ugh, I was hoping to kill that guy before he actually got off that attack. Let's do a bow boop here. Boop! That's always really fun. I want this guy to do his power attack and then we can kill him. Ah, we probably don't even need to. Oh wow, I actually missed that. There we go. Oh my god, this dude's still not dead. Orc filth! Fuck you, buddy! Eat an arrow to the face, asshole. Okay, well that was pretty clean. We got a little bow boop there, and you know, we did eat that that one crossbow bolt. I was hoping to shoot and kill that guy before he was able to hit us with the crossbow, but I was a little slow on the drawback. And it looks like one of the bandits may even have opened up their own treasure lair, because normally this is all locked and you have to use a scroll to open it. It's funny, I'm like trying to pick this up, but I think this is a glitch where like it's secretly spawned like under the table. Yeah, if I aim under the table, I'm able to grab it. Okay, not gonna worry about the rest of Bannermist Tower. Like I said, that's a super easy bandit dungeon. Like we can clear that out really quickly. Let's transition over to Knifepoint Ridge, and I guess we'll save again. Ooh, I'm gonna level up too. I'm gonna get my point and marksman. Okay, let's end the episode with the nice, clean Knifepoint Ridge clear using some combat archery skills. Wow, I'm super turned around. I would have totally kept wandering that way. Knifepoint Ridge is actually over here. So unlike Bannermist Tower, Knifepoint Ridge is a little harder. I recommend not doing this right away at level like 1 through 3. You can probably get away doing this at around level 5 or something. You just gotta be a little bit careful because there's a lot of archers. If you're a light armored character, this can get really scary. And even as a heavy armored character, you can run into issues with stamina management. I'm gonna pop our stamina decent, our fortify crude, our fortify health crude, our fortify marksman crude, and our fortify armor decent. Just kind of use some of these consumables before we get in this fight. There's a lot of stealthier ways to kind of get into here. Ah, it's the Battle of the Bows. Alright, you and me, buddy. Let's fucking go. Aw, hell. Oh my god, I'm so bad. I don't even know where this guy went. Oh, Jesus, now he's dropping rocks on me. Alright, where are you at, buddy? Jeez, this guy's coming in hot. That guy's dead. Oh, we got another guy coming in hot. That guy's dead. Oh, we got an archer right here. That guy's dead. I think there's still an archer up here. Just gotta be a little careful. Alright, got him. Got all 4 of those down. See any other enemies around here. I'm gonna quickly pop my crude health potion though, just for a little bit of regen. Oh jeez, I was really hoping to kill that mage before he got that shot off. Oh, I don't know how that archer didn't hit this guy. It looked like it went like through him. Fucking hell. I just ate that mace to the fucking head. Alright, we're gonna have to... Oh my god, we're actually like hurt right now. Let's pop a remarkable potion just to be safe. hell. Okay, let's, oh jeez, corner cut there. Kill the Khajiit. Run away from this crazy maceman. We'll short draw that. Okay, good. So that's gonna get him to run away. Finish him off there. God, this dude is still alive. This dude is really tanky. Oh my god, this guy will not fucking die. Jesus Christ, that dude took... Oh, let's try to snipe this guy over the roof. Alright, buddy, let's go. Oh, hell yeah, got him. Okay, that was pretty fun, actually. Like, not super clean. We actually had to pop one of our better health potions there. But I'm okay with that. There's someone right there. I think as a homage to our... Actually, you know what? As a homage to the humble roots of archery, we're gonna stealth archery kill this lady. Oh my god, I missed! Ah, she's not even moving and I totally missed her. Alright, fuck it. Combat archery it is. Alright, managed to kill her before she got her spells off. Unlike that last Khajiit, he like blasted me with a whole bunch of stuff and the mace hit me. That was kind of a disaster. That could have been a lot worse. Honestly, that was the closest we've ever come to death, was when we were like over here and we got hit with a mace and our heartbeat was going really fast, and I popped open my inventory and used a remarkable health potion. This dude was also super, super beefy. Oh, he's got a nice helmet. I like the orcish helmet, but, you know, I kind of like that bear helmet. Like, that looks really cool on Akai as well, so we're just gonna swap those helmets out. Okay, let's heal up to full. Now let's get in here and kill the bandit leader. We gotta be a little careful with this bandit leader. Honestly, I should probably save just in case there's another crash. Gotta be a little careful with this bandit leader because sometimes this can be a bandit mage. And if this is a bandit mage, we're not gonna want to use our bow. Okay, she's pretty beefy, but she's not a mage. She's just a warrior type, so we're just gonna be able to fight her with our combat archery style. Oh shoot, I totally mistimed that. Oh, where are you going, lady? Oh hell, I kind of lost track of her. Ah, got her. Okay, whew, that was close. She almost ran out of there. I kind of lost track of her in the dark. But we were able to kill her. Oh, another orcish cuirass. We're just kind of collecting orcish cuirasses at this time. Okay, so that is the end of Knifepoint Ridge, and kind of a nice capstone to our early game dungeons. Ugh, none of these are really that great. Oh, that's so sad that we lost that one item that we briefly had before the game crashed. What a bummer. Okay, well, that's it for the episode. Again, this is kind of the end of our early game run. We're going to be transitioning to more like some mid-game dungeons, or like maybe like early mid-game dungeons. Like we might go do Darkshade Copse. That's an area full of super scary trolls. We might do Duskman's Cairn. That's the companion initiation quest. You get to fight a lot of Draugr and kind of other enemies in there. So we got some options about what we'll do, but I'll figure that out between now and next episode. But for now, I hope everyone enjoyed this little bit chaotic, but I hope fun episode where we got to showcase some combat archery. I think it's a really fun style, and although I'm not going to use it a lot on Akai, at least we got to see it in action and we kind of know what it is. So if you want to do combat archery in one of your playthroughs, you kind of have some techniques in mind for that. I'm going to turn in all these quests and then kind of keep working through the companion quest line, and then I'll probably start re-recording after we hit any kind of harder quest. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope everyone enjoyed the adventures of Akai, the combat archer for a day, even though it was a little bit crazy and we had the crash and everything. If you have any feedback, let me know below in the comments, or come find me on Discord, or if you have any questions. And if not, then I'll see you next time as we kind of transition into the mid-game and start doing some of those more mid-game dungeons. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye!